Can you describe if the internships are all in person, all hybrid, any of them are remote?
That's a great question. So for last year's program, about 40% of the program was fully remote. Almost 30% of the program was fully in person, and then the 30% of the program was hybrid. So it was a mix of sometimes you come in person, sometimes you work from home. It mainly depends on your role. I know there are some specific roles that you have to work in person for, say if you're working in the film industry or in the culinary industry or an engineering background. I think those three roles are more required to be in person since you have to work with your hands. But I think almost every other role is a little more flexible. If you're comfortable working from home and the company is also comfortable having you work from home, then it works for a lot of the companies in the AVR. And then we've been doing remote internships now for about 2 years. So a lot of the companies we work with have experience in supervising interns remotely. So it won't be fresh to them as well.
Another great question, are all the businesses listed on the Navy Yard that have internship sites, or how does someone know which sites have openings?
Yeah, great question. So we have 450 plus businesses on the yard. So unfortunately, we're not able to give every company an intern, but throughout that 450, about 90 to 100 every year apply for interns to join their team. So the list on the website is not the full list of all the intern participants, but about a quarter of those companies at one point or another throughout the year, either in the summer, spring, or fall program, reach out for interns in our program. And in terms of having access to the current list of summer companies, unfortunately, we're not allowed to release the full list of companies participating. In the past, we did have intern candidates directly reach out to those companies. So we did decide to have it communicate through us, so we can be the one to connect you to that company directly.
Okay. So again, I think the nice thing is that you're not applying to a specific internship. And I think sometimes you don't even know what to apply to, especially if you're a freshman, sophomore. So I think, you just applying, and then that's what Edwin's job is, to see, oh, wait, we have a company that, would be a great fit based on your interests. So apply, you have nothing to lose. There is a question, do you have media-based companies?
Yeah, it's a great question as well. So a lot of our companies are media-based companies. So I would say the top three industries that we find interns for are fabricators and woodworkers. We have a lot of fabricators on the yard, but we also have media companies from all sorts of media companies who are looking for interns with media background. So especially interns who have experience using Adobe programs, so Photoshop, InDesign, Premiere. There's a lot of companies looking for those interns, especially as we went to a more remote setting for the program. We definitely have a lot of companies looking for media interns to work remotely, but still work, bring valuable work to their company.
So if somebody has, I guess, interest in a specific business at the yard, is there a way for them to find out? Are they looking for an intern? Can they email you?
Yeah, so I think the best way to do it is to email me directly and ask if they are looking for interns, as we have that on our side. Where we are releasing the application for tenants on the Navy Yard at the same time we're releasing the application for students. So we don't have that list quite yet, but that will be building out as the program gets closer to the start date. But you can reach out and ask about a company if they participated before, and if they're a frequent partner and they're coming back for the summer, and then we can definitely help you out with that.
Okay, so then I see some questions. I know the answer. There's definitely business. There's definitely accounting that we see every year, that you guys take business and accounting students. What about something in psychology or medical related?
Yeah, so for psychology students, we've had almost every program. I think we have at least 1 or 2 psychology students, and they usually are added on to HR departments. So there's some human resource department or companies with HR departments that look for psychology students along with human resource students as well. So they'll add that to the list of majors that they would accept for their role. So usually we have them added to human resource departments, but we have had psychology students join business administration roles as well.
Okay, and people are asking, is there fintech? Is there actuarial? So are there opportunities for those interested in those areas?
So we haven't had a lot of actuarials, but for fintech, we've had companies along with many other startup tech companies in the building we have called New Lab. So New Lab is a place where we have 130 small startup companies, some in fintech, but there are a lot of many industries that they fit into, where they're looking to take on interns at all time. I mean, they're a startup company because you can imagine they love to take on interns from the Navy Yard, and so usually our fintech companies are in New Lab. But yes, along with many other startup tech companies as well.
Okay. And then I guess one of a good question for everyone is sort of what's the next steps? They're interested, you're going to get 80 applications from this. What do? They fill out that interest form? Should they wait a few days till the application is up and running? And is there a link that should check for when it's up?
So I'm going to send again the interest form in the chat. So we have an interest form, but we are releasing the application tomorrow. So I'll be sending that to Natalia and the Magna Career Center team, and they'll be releasing it to all the professors, but also to you as well. So you can wait until tomorrow to get the application, or whenever Berkeley College sends it out, or you can sign up the interest form, and I can send it directly to you before right when we send it out to everyone else tomorrow. So it's totally up to you. And then once you apply to the internship program, we'll start reaching out to begin scheduling around late February for the early March days. Again, we are interviewing on a rolling basis. So first come, first serve. The first group to apply to the program will be the first group to interview with us for the program.
Make sure to check out the My Career tab on the BC Navigator app, where you can track your career progress based on the amount of credits you've earned, stay updated on upcoming events from the Magna Center, and watch our videos for insight and advice on your career field.